Hey, good evening, everybody. Subby with Subby's Weather Talk and Midwest Mezzo. As we have a line of storms up here in northwest Missouri, northeast Kansas, and we have one of our teammates with Midwest Mezzo, Jeff Smith, is up following these storms up here. He is going live this evening. So I thought, since we don't have anything going on here in West Central Missouri, we are going to follow Jeff and kind of give you guys a play by play, especially for our friends and family up here in Northwest Missouri from Maryville up through Burlington Junction, Sharpsburg, New Market, Clarinda. We get on the other side of the state line into Iowa. So we're going to kind of follow along Jeff, and let's listen in what Jeff is talking right now. He just went live just moments ago.
2% tornado risk. Not to rule out the possibility of a brief spin up or something, but that threat's pretty low. Like I said, the primary threats are the wind gusts, isolated wind gusts, and hail. Currently in northeast Kansas, kind of game plan, looking at radar, seeing what I want to do, where I want to head, and just kind of go from there. So I appreciate y'all joining in with me for the ride. The sky is starting to darken up a little bit, so I'm going to kind of look at radar here, kind of game plan the target area. There's kind of a gap right now in the storms that are north of me, and the storms that are southwest of me. So just kind of game planning what direction I want to head. There's belief that storms will kind of fire off here and there, isolated, throughout the evening, all the way upwards till about 10 o'clock tonight, and then things are supposed to start tapering from there. So we'll get rolling here, and we'll see what we can do. See if we can get into anything, maybe a little bit of structure, maybe a little bit of something. Not anticipating any, photogenic tornadoes or anything like that, but we also kind of have a saying with the Midwest SO project, don't sleep on 2%, because history has shown that even 2% have produced. So, not saying that's going to happen, but just thought I'd throw that out there. As you can see, the new layout on the screen, new graphics went with. So hope y'all like that. New logo up and everything. Let me get a couple things switched here. Let me look at radar, and I'll be right back with y'all.
All right, so Jeff is situated up here, looks like right around Maryville. Still waiting for his chaser beacon to show up here so we know exactly where he is. I shot him a text, told him to make sure he has that turned on so that we can follow him along here on the map, make sure that we keep him safe, keep him out of the hail course, of course, is kind of an important integral part of what I do since I do not get out and chase. We're hoping maybe to get some data with any of these storms. Again, if you guys haven't followed Midwest Mezzo for a while, that's one of our big things that we're doing for the end of 2025, and of course starting off in 2026 is we are actually going to be taking some data measurements such as dew point, barometric pressure, temperature, relative humidity, and we have the probes thanks to 417 Chasers down in Springfield, Matt Jones and his crew. We are going to have probes that we put out so that we're able to collect some of this data and then be able to send off to researchers, scientists, National Weather Service, and ourselves to help maybe paint a picture on why some storms produce golf ball sized hail, some of them don't. Why do some severe thunderstorms produce spin up tornadoes and some don't? So, with all the cutbacks from the National Weather Service over the last 2 years, they've had to do away with a lot of these research projects. So that's kind of something that we are really trying to help out the weather community by getting our chasers out there and not only getting some beautiful pictures, some beautiful photos, video, but we're also trying to collect data so that we can help out research. And of course, the more research we do, even if it's an extra 2 minutes of warning time, that's a big win in our book. So that's one thing that we are really going to be focusing on, really on 2026. But we are starting off here at the end of 2025 with, we're pretty much done with the historical severe storm season. We're heading into the summer months. What happens in the summer months is the jet stream begins to retreat back up to the north. This is where your Dakotas, Canada, that's when they're getting fired up right now because this is the beginning of their severe storm season. So this is something that that doesn't mean we're not going to get any more severe weather. We have severe weather every month out of the year. However, historically, our severe weather season is done. But we're really just getting started here at Midwest Mezzo. So, and again, we're in communication with National Weather Service offices. We have some exciting news coming here in about 2 weeks that we're going to be able to get out to you guys. We can't wait to let you guys know what we have going on for Midwest Mezzo along with the chasers that we have. So, again, if you guys are wanting to know what we are using to follow these storms, this is an incredible software package called WeatherWise. It is completely free, no ads. You can download it on your desktop. You can download it on your iPhone, your Android, 100% free. Now, if you want a paid version, there are some perks for utilizing the paid version. If you just want a fast radar that has all the bells and whistles, it has all of your radar velocity, reflectivity, correlation coefficient. It has echo tops. It has storm total precipitation. It has vertically integrated liquid radar. It has everything, all the bells and whistles that you need, plus all the warnings, watches, and advisories that come out. So yeah, definitely encourage you guys, if you're looking for a good radar software app, WeatherWise is definitely one. And I mean, this is what I do for a living. This is a web-based app. It doesn't bog down your CPU. It's very quick, it's snappy, so definitely encourage you guys, if you're looking for a good radar app that doesn't cost any money, WeatherWise is definitely a route to go. So, hi Catherine. Good to see you. Are you guys out and about today or not, Catherine? So as you guys can see, you can actually manipulate the camera that is actually looking down on a radar. You can turn this into 3D, 2D pictures. You can manipulate it however you want. It's really a cool aspect. So Kevin is out chasing today as well. Kevin and Catherine, we talk to them on several occasions. We meet up with them with the storm chasers from time to time. So Kevin, she said, is just north of Topeka. So there is Jeff Smith. He is right, looked like north of Atchison. That's going to be right in St. Joe is where Jeff Smith is at as of about 16 minutes ago. So he had talked about he has a storms up to his north and he has storms down here to his southwest. Obviously, I do believe this area up here is probably more conductive for severe thunderstorms. However, they are growing in intensity a little bit down here near Topeka. So we will check in with Jeff as he closes in on some storms. Let's take a look at the outlooks. So let's go with a categorical index. So notice up here at St. Joe, they are in the marginal risk for severe thunderstorms today. In the yellow, that is the slight risk. That's level 2 out of 5. And of course, I'd say he is probably heading maybe up in that general direction. So heading north. And as far as the individual severe threats, the hail threat is fairly small. The wind threat is likely going to be the biggest threat of the day for strong straight line winds. In this yellow level 2 out of 5, this is a 15% risk for seeing some strong straight line winds. And then the tornado threat that we came across there, we have it's a 2% risk through here. We're talking maybe a very brief spin up style tornado is possible. It's not zero, but it's very, very low. So we'll definitely be keeping an eye on any of these storms that develop within this 2% area. And look like Jeff will be heading up into that area shortly. There is a severe thunderstorm watch as well through this area. So, this time of year, if there's severe weather, chasers are going to be flocking to it. As you can see, every one of these little red dots right now out here are storm chasers. There's not a whole lot out today here in the slight risk, and like I said, it's a very minimal threat. I think we'll see a couple severe thunderstorm warnings in this area. I'm not expecting explosive thunderstorm development, but hey, beggars can't be choosers, especially when we're getting close to the 1st of July. These severe storms become further and further apart from each other in time, so we want to get out there, try to get any kind of data, try to get we're trying to get as much as we can in 2025. Now, of course, we will have our second half of the storm season that typically starts up in September and lasts through around the first week of November. Sometimes it can go a little bit further than the first week of November. Last year we had severe thunderstorm warning, tornado warnings out in second week of November even. So, it's never too late. But we do have that time period that I think the guys are, during the summer, we want to get all of our probes ready to go, ready to deploy, do a couple practice runs with deploying the probes, and then be set, ready to go once that second half of storm season comes up in September. So, 30 miles south of Holton. Very good. Thanks, Catherine. That's where Kevin is at. Holton, Kansas. So he's up there in that yellow shaded area. Let's go back to radar here. Take a look at some of these cells. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning with 60-mile-per-hour winds that is up here on the Iowa side of this line. Right now, we're really not seeing anything here on the Missouri side. Some very, very heavy, prolific rain producers, along with a special weather statement for this area right around Fairfax. This is going to stay just north of Mound City off of I-29. So this is extreme northwest Missouri, Rockport, Tarkio. So not seeing much of a hail core, just torrential rains up here and a lot of lightning so far. And this is right along a cold front that is actually going to stall. We're not going to. I would take a little bit of rain right now here in west central Missouri. I'd say a lot of guys going out there picking up hay right now don't want me saying that. But we could always use a little bit of rain. But unfortunately, this is going to pretty much dissipate as it moves a little closer to the state line. We're not expecting any storms here in west central Missouri or far eastern Kansas. Can't really rule out maybe a stray shower or something, when we're 92 degrees out there, 70 degree dew points. On the 23rd of June. So we could get a pop-up, but that's going to really be our forecast for the whole week. I mean, every day we have a very, very slim chance. We're talking 10 to 20% chance of an isolated shower or thunderstorm here in eastern Kansas, western Missouri. So, I mean, very likely most of us, all of us, are going to stay dry through this. Our best chance to see any kind of thunderstorm development, I do believe it's likely going to be on overnight on Thursday. We will have the best chance, maybe 30% chance of a thunderstorm Thursday night. We go into the weekend, it's going to remain hot. And then there's a storm system that is going to be knocking on our door on Sunday. Now, right now, models, they're all over the place on this. I do expect to cool down as we head into next week, into that 4th of July week. I do expect a little bit of a cool down. We'll be slightly below average in temperatures. And just a couple of hit and miss chances of rain, maybe a thunderstorm throughout that holiday week. And then right around the 5th and 6th of July, we have finally a strong enough system that will push this ridge of high pressure out of here and give us a little bit more substantial risk for showers and thunderstorms that could last for 3 or 4 days. So if we can just get through this little dry spell, I think we'll start picking back up on our rainfall. And this is a great opportunity for the farmers to be able to get out, finish getting all their weed up out of the ground, be able to get a cut of their hay, get it windrowed, get it baled up. So this is good timing for them. And we had discussed this timing here well over a month and a half ago based on the LRC Weather 2020. And for those of you who don't know what the LRC is, that's the LEZAC recurring cycle. It's for long-range forecasting. There's a cycle sets up October 6th of every year. Every year there's a different amount of days in between the cycles. Once you figure out how many days are in between the cycles, you can go another whole 10 months and be able to tell where the storm systems, the big storm systems, are going to be. And so far it's been well over 85, 87% accurate as a whole. The severe setups have been nearly 90% accurate for the year. So I had a set of dates set on the day after Thanksgiving on the dry erase board. And right now it is 100% accurate for the big storm systems in west central Missouri. So it's revolutionary. It's really picking up steam across the entire weather community here over the last 2 years. More people are seeing this cycle. And so here about a month and a half ago, I told everybody, said, listen, between the 21st and the 30th, I said, you're going to have, and even up to the 4th of July, you're going to have several days of dry weather to be able to get out to the fields, get some of your work done, and try to get that done by around the 4th or 5th, because we're going to have a storm system coming in with more substantial chances of rainfall. So, and here we are. I think we're on about day 6 of dry weather right now. So, and still looking for another 2 to 4 more days of dry weather. So, hopefully they're able to get out and get a lot of their farming done. Let's take a look here. So Jeff has not updated his position yet here through Spotter Network. Hopefully he'll get that done here in just a little bit. So thanks for joining us tonight, guys. And again, no severe weather expected in west central Missouri, far eastern Kansas. We do have storm chaser Jeff Smith. He is out and about. That is what you're seeing in the upper left-hand corner of your screen right now. We are going to follow Jeff. He is heading, I do believe, up north to chase after these storms up here right around Mound City, Fall City, Oregon, all the way up to Maryville, Missouri. I believe that is the direction he is heading, although he has not updated his spotter location yet. So once he updates that, we'll have a better idea of where Jeff is going. And again, I did not catch it in his live stream what direction he is heading. So as soon as I find that out, I will let you guys know so we can kind of follow Jeff here over the next few minutes. And again, this is probably not going to be a real long live session. And again, what we're doing, making sure Jeff stays safe, make sure he doesn't drive into a hail core. Make sure and Jeff is a seasoned storm chaser. He knows what he does, but he is out there by himself tonight. So just trying to help him along a little bit as we go through. And definitely give his YouTube and Facebook page. Make sure you guys follow Storm Chaser Jeff Smith. Make sure you like, subscribe to his YouTube channel. I will be having all of the credentials coming up here pretty quick here in chat. So those will be automatically generated from a bot, and they'll be up there in chat here in a couple more minutes, and you guys can definitely write that down. Storm chasing is not free. Gas is expensive. It continues to climb. And of course, wear and tear and all the equipment these chasers have in their vehicles. So, feel free to buy Jeff a cup of coffee, buy him a gallon of gas. I'm sure he would appreciate everything and anything that he can get to help out on his storm chase and help out Midwest Mezzo project. As one of the big reasons why we're doing this is to get out and collect data from our ground probes and be able to take that data and be able to send it off to researchers, National Weather Service, help them devise up maybe a better warning criteria. If we're able to sit there and save an hour or two of time by able to get this information to the researchers, to the National Weather Service, to save them a little bit of time, they can just input that data. And then if we can save 2 minutes on a tornado warning or 5 minutes on a severe thunderstorm warning, that's what we're going for. The sooner we can get warnings out, the safer communities are going to be. I'm going to see if I can get a hold of Jeff on our program here. Hey, Jeff, are you out there, buddy? Hey, when you get a chance, you might refresh your spotter location. It's still showing you right on, looks like right on what is that, I-29 there at St. Joe. Okay, no problem. Just making sure you're aware of that. Where are you currently at right now? Copy that. We got you on Midwest Mezzo. We are live, so I might holler at you maybe once you sit and wait, and maybe we can chat a little bit. Okay. Okay. So Jeff, for whatever reason, he is. It is not refreshing. It was refreshed 34 minutes ago. So, but he is heading west, and he is going to get in position for these cells down here in northeast Kansas, down around the Topeka area. So once he gets situated and pulls over, he's going to be waiting on these storms to slowly move up to the northeast. And during that time, we might check in with Jeff, have a little conversation with him, see what his game plan is with these cells down here in the Topeka area, and see making sure he doesn't have any problems, and who knows, maybe Jeff might even have a joke for us or something. I'll put him on the spot when he pulls over. I'm gonna tell him that everybody wants to hear a joke, so I like putting the guys on the spot. So another nice feature on WeatherWise that actually just came out here last week is going to be the new composite. That's the MRMS. And what's nice about this, it utilizes all of the towers across the United States. And it gives you one radar picture utilizing all of the radar sites. Now, that's nice when you're tracking, say, a long line of storms. That is very nice, because I can actually kind of go out just a little bit and be able to see everything that's going on here in the United States. That's a nice feature. Now, if you're wanting to use this for velocity, you really want to use a single site radar. Then that way it's a little bit more HD. You kind of see the circulations a little bit better going one radar site at a time. But for an overall picture, this is a great addition. The MRMS mapping for radars. So that was an update WeatherWise did last week. So that's very nice. The road network has improved vastly as I scroll down. All of the county roads, you can see them. They're very well marked. You can easily see them on the stream. So that's another great aspect that I love about WeatherWise. The other programs I have used in the past, you could hardly see the towns because they almost fade into the road maps and they were really, really small. This, I get to pick what size I want my towns and my roads to be so that I can see them. You know, I'm in my 50s. I need all the help I can get. So that was another great addition from Weatherwise that they put out for us here last week. So again, if anybody's looking for a free, fast, easy to use radar app that has all the bells and whistles as a paid app, Weatherwise, you need to check that out. And you can do it for desktop, for Apple, for Android. Doesn't make any difference. It's web based, it's quick, it's responsive. Great, great tool. So let's listen in on Jeff here for a minute.
Kind of overtaking Brown County, Kansas here, over Hiawatha, Sabetha area, which, like I said earlier, is where my youngest girl was supposed to play a softball game tonight, but that's not going to happen now, obviously, with the trying not to make y'all dizzy there. Let me fix that. Adjust that. Whoa. My cam here that I use for my stream kind of gets a little touchy from time to time, really draws in. So I do have a cell, looks to be off to the northwest of Topeka, looks to go right towards Holton, Kansas, probably, here about 7:15, so probably about 20 minutes, could be coming through Holton. Moving about 38 miles per hour, 1/100th of an inch in hail. Does have a MESO 1 on it, but nothing too drastic or exciting about it. I'll bring you down off of the, show you what I'm looking at here. Let me draw you out here. So looking at radar here, this is the mess here. This is northwest Missouri right now. Do have a couple severe thunderstorms. This is actually tracking right into Iowa. This is going to be right over Maryville right now. Just kind of a messy line there. Bunch of different little cells popping there. Could have made a run for that. But I would have been well behind that as it developed. What I'm kind of watching here is what's firing right down here, Topeka, and then these are new ones popping out here. Kind of coming up here, that blue dot right there, that's me. I'm right at the Brown County, Dauphin County, Kansas line, to the east of Hiawatha. So just kind of watching how these track along here, to see. Our temperature is all the way down to 83, so that's kind of where we're at. If these kind of piddle paddle and don't really divvy up into much of anything, I may make a run back and see if this continues to develop up there. Other than that, it's going to be kind of, you know, a toss-up as to what fires and like that. There is a bunch of different cells firing off all the way down this line here, so anything's possible. Right now, St. Joe, Savannah, they're staying pretty dry. Will all depend. If these cells tend to, you know, decide to shift their course and start drawing to the southeast, and, you know, St. Joe Could see a little bit of storms. But that's kind of what we're watching right now. If you're following along with me and you're in the chat there, don't be afraid to say hi. Let me know where you're watching from. Give me one moment here. I will be right back with y'all.
All right, that was Jeff. He is set up, and again, he is set up down here, going to be waiting for this cell right down here near St. Mary's, Grove, Wamego. He is sitting down here waiting on this cell here to gradually move up to the northeast and up to his area where he is currently at right now. There's also another one right over here near Randolph, Clay Center. So far, they have behaved themselves. You heard Jeff just a little bit ago, too, talk about this. It's a really messy setup. They do have a severe thunderstorm warning for this little Boeing segment right here. This is in just northwest of Mount Ayr in Iowa. So this is across the Missouri state line. But that is for 60 mile per hour straight line winds. And again, that's on this little Boeing segment that you see right here. You have that rain cooled air that is forcing in behind that line of storms, pushing on it, pushing it out. And that's where you can sit there and pick up some 60, 70 mile per hour winds whenever this begins to bow out, kind of like what it's doing. Jeff also mentioned that, let's put this into play here over the last few minutes. He had said that, you kind of tell how a few more storms are developing just a little bit further south. However, St. Joe, they've remained dry here over the course of the last hour or two. There are some light showers off just to the west of St. Joe right now. That look like it's getting ready to move into St. Joe, maybe even Platte City, Plattsburgh, Smithville here, maybe over the next 30 minutes. And right now, nothing severe is on the table right now on the Kansas or the Missouri side. We do have a special weather statement up here near Tarkio that Jeff mentioned a little bit ago. But here in eastern Kansas, northwest Missouri, not seeing a whole lot until we get out into central Kansas, where we do have a couple robust thunderstorms out here in central Kansas. We do have 2 or 3 severe thunderstorm warnings out here. This entire line of storms is moving off to the northeast, and this is going to be right along that stalled front that is going to stay, keep all the rain and thunderstorms to the west of far eastern Kansas and west central Missouri tonight. And again, it wouldn't be out of the question for one of us maybe to get an isolated shower or maybe a thunder shower, but most of us are going to be staying dry through this entire event. Even though we might just be 100 miles away, I don't think we're going to get any rain out of this. So, well, hi Candace, glad to have you from North Central Missouri. Excellent. Well, you guys are escaping a lot right now as well, Candace. As you know, this line, this cold front stretches. Let's go ahead and let me stop that here real quick. that is actually going to, that cold front is right along the leading edge of this storm, and it's stalling out. So the chances of you guys, if you're over in a Kirksville, Chula, Chillicothe area, I wouldn't be surprised if you got a shower, maybe a thunder shower, but most of the stronger storms are going to stay well to your north and to your west and north central Missouri tonight. So let's go run back to the outlooks real quick, let you guys know what they have this in line for tonight. This is today, and notice the level 2 out of 5, the slight risk in the yellow zone. It will go up as far as let's see here, Albany, Grant City, Maryville, Mound City, Oregon. And then just to the south, that is just a marginal risk to see a severe thunderstorm. So that's going to include Kirksville, Bloomfield, over to Davenport, Iowa. But really, Kirksville, Chillicothe, down to downtown Kansas City. You guys are in this. It's a marginal risk. Most of this line of storms is going to stay again to your north and out to your west. So we do have a storm chaser on the ground, storm chaser Jeff Smith. I encourage you guys to follow him on YouTube. He is a member of our Midwest Mezzo project. The goal of our group of chasers and myself is to get data. We do have ground probes that we set out to collect data such as dew point, barometric pressure, temperature, relative humidity, all that good stuff. And we're hoping to compile that into graphs and data to be able to send to researchers to the National Weather Service, so that those with the brain power more than us can sit down and be able to determine how come one storm develops quarter-size hail and the other storm right next to it in the same condition does not. Are we going to be able to maybe improve warning times by 2 to 3 minutes? That would be a huge win. So with all the cutbacks from the National Weather Service and NOAA over the last 2 years, they've had to axe a lot of these programs, these research programs. They didn't have the money to pay those to go out to get this data. So we're trying to do our part as well with Midwest Mezzo Project. And of course, that's headed up from Storm Chaser Jeff Smith in Northeast Kansas, 417 Chasers down in Springfield, Ozark area, Nader Boys and Team Havoc, their West Central Missouri Chaser groups, and myself, Subby's Weather Talk. I am the lead forecaster and SkyTrack weather coordinator for Radford Media Group. We have a couple radio stations as well as many social media platforms that we take care of eastern Kansas and the western half of Missouri. So I'm kind of the guru behind the computer screens. I'm not actually out there chasing the storm, but I want to make sure that our storm chasers stay safe and be able to be called on if they ever have an issue. So that's kind of what I do here at Midwest Mezzo. And of course, we have our engineer of our ground probes, that's Matt Jones for 417 Chasers. Did a fantastic job getting the ground probes made. He's a welder, which is always great to have a welder with the chase group. You never know when you might need a welder, but we're very thankful to have him part of the group as well. So, man, we got some big things lined up for 2026. We kind of at that historical end of our severe storm season here in our area. Not saying we're not going to get no more severe weather, but historically, it's pretty much done by the second week of June. And then we go into summer where the jet stream retreats back up to the north into Canada. And then that's when we give the severe weather season to those guys up into Dakotas, Minnesota, up into Canada. We let them have their severe storm season. And then, of course, as that jet stream begins to slide south for the winter, then we get our second half of storm season. Typically starts right around September, ends right around the first week of November. So we're going to be trying to get everything in place, ready to rock and roll for the second half of storm season. And of course, we've got some big, monstrous plans for 2026. So we're very excited about that. Yeah, I'm in that same boat there, Candace. I've been on the ag side of things for the last 25 years up until about 2 years ago. So very familiar on the ag side. These guys are getting out, they're getting their hay picked up, getting the rest of the wheat out of the fields, and I think we could use the rain, but I think we're going to get some once we get to the 4th of July holiday, right around the 5th and 6th. We we have a storm system that I'm going to be watching very closely develop out in the Pacific that could give us multiple days of rain and thunderstorm chances once we hit about the 5th of July, 5th through the 10th. Looks like it could be kind of a rainy period. This prediction was made by the LRC months ago. The LRC was founded by a meteorologist from Kansas City area. Spent his most of his career in Kansas City at KSHB, Gary Lezak. Subby's Weather Talk is actually a corporate partner with Weather 2020 and the LRC. I've been following it for 20 years plus as well. It is a innovative modeling theory that sets up every October 6th so far with our big storm systems here in eastern Kansas, western Missouri. I've had dates up on my dry erase board ever since the day after Thanksgiving, and right now they are 100% accurate. The big storm system produced tornadoes down here in west central Missouri. It produced a 6-inch snowfall on January 6th. It predicted the Valentine's week in February, the 16th, the blizzard Kansas City got, and we got snow. It's been 100% accurate so far. It's just remarkable. So we were kind of prepared for what's coming, what came through on the 19th of May, where we had a couple tornadoes touch down here in west central Missouri. We're also looking at the global predictor and the LRC showing possible rains, maybe several days worth, starting right around the evening of July 4th through around the 8th or 9th. So if anybody has any more questions on the LRC, wants to download the app to get a 6-month forecast, feel free to reach out to me and I can get you information on that. I can save you a little bit of money with a couple codes as well. So yeah, we got some awesome things lined up here over the next few months. Hey Jeff, you available? What's your location right now? Which direction are you heading? Copy that. If you need anything, let me know. So Jeff is here on 36. He is almost into Hiawatha right now. There have been a couple cells developed right out here just west of Hiawatha. Let's go to a few. So yeah, there's been a few that have popped up here over the last couple 3 minutes. Jeff is heading over there. That is the direction he is heading. He is heading west on 36. So that's what you're seeing up there in the upper left-hand corner there on your screen right now. And he's gonna take a look at these cells here, see if they blossom, get any stronger, intensify any. And then of course he has a couple more cells down here to the southwest also that he's keeping a close eye on as well. So again, right now in eastern Kansas, far northwest Missouri, we do have we had a special weather statement. We still have a severe thunderstorm warning on the Iowa side of the state line up by Mount Ayr for 60-mile-per-hour winds. But so far, these storms have pretty much behaved. Torrential rains, though. There are some torrential rains up here north of Mound City, going through Maryville right now. So Tarkio, Falls City, getting some torrential rain. Not seeing any indication of any hail right now in any of these cells, just torrential rainfall rates. And of course, if anybody would like to, there in the chat, there are the credentials for our storm chasers. And of course, you guys know as well as I do, gas is not cheap, wear and tear on vehicles. All the equipment and the software that you use, the cameras, everything that's inside these vehicles, they cost a little bit of money. So if you want to buy him a cup of coffee or buy him a gallon of gas, I'm sure Jeff would very much appreciate that. All of our chasers would. Jeff is the only chaser with Midwest Mezzo out this evening, mainly because of the timing and location of these storms. We have 417 chasers down in Springfield. We have two groups of storm chasers here in west central Missouri. And of course, Jeff Smith's up here in northeast Kansas. So a little bit closer proximity after work to be able to jump out and follow some of these storms. So he is our only chaser out and about, and he is currently on these cells along 36 Highway. This is right near Hiawatha, Kansas. So you are looking, the camera is actually facing west toward these cells here along 36 Highway right now. He is, let's see, that's Iowa Street. He's coming into Hiawatha right now. There's Iowa Street right here. That runs east and west, so he must be taking maybe a northerly approach right now. So Iowa Street was right here. That was the road sign he just passed. He is going perpendicular, so he must be heading north, likely. maybe on 12th Street, and you're going to try to get up here closer to this cell. So you're actually looking right here at this cell right here in the camera right now toward Padonia Reserve. Looks like they got some torrential rain. You kind of see a little foggy down the road just a little bit. That's likely the rain shaft. Let's listen in on Jeff here for a second.
Side cam here going for you. We'll see if we can't switch.
We'll see if he comes back on here. Not very good.
Here. Give me one moment. Just kind of watching this right here.
That has a nice inflow.
I'll try to get in a better position here, but let me bring up. Give me one moment. I'll be right back.
So when he comes back, I will show you guys there's a nice inflow tail. Basically what an inflow tail is a thunderstorm. A thunderstorm is kind of like a set of lungs. It breathes in warm, moist air, and then it expels the rain-cooled air through the back of the storm. That's what's called the rear flank downdraft. So it's sucking in that warm, moist air. That is the inflow. Right up here, if you guys see, let me bring my pen out here. I'll show you guys here real quick. You guys see this right here? That is what's called the inflow tail, is what that is called. Let's go ahead and let's listen in on Jeff here a minute. Well, it looked like he might be stalled on camera there. What it looked like. I kept waiting for him to come back, and I see a little timer down there at 08. But this is a good opportunity right here for me to show you again where that inflow tail is at. So that's it right there. So here's your parent storm right here, and it's breathing in this warm, moist air. And what happens, it's lifting as it goes, and when it lifts, it condenses into a cloud, and it forms this inflow tail. And it feeds this parent thunderstorm right here. So that's kind of the reason why Jeff said he's watching this area very closely. This could help intensify the parent storm right here with this inflow tail that is actually moving in the same direction as the storm. It is sucking in all this warm, moist air, and it could intensify this cell right over Hiawatha. So again, that's this cell that we're looking at right here. So it's actually bringing in some inflow tails going just like this. Let's get that where it stays on just a little bit longer. Inflow is going in like this. That's where we're seeing that inflow tail. And it's going to help support and possibly even intensify this cell right here in Hiawatha. Jeff must be right on Highway 36 looking into this storm here. Looks like he is locked up pretty good right now. I'll try to restart his stream here in just a second. Kevin is 4 miles from Hiawatha, sending you a photo Kevin took. Okay, let's take a look at that. Oh, I bet he. Hang on one sec here. Let's look at. I bet you sent that to Subby Advisory page. Well, Catherine, I don't see anything right now. I don't see a picture on neither one of my profiles on Facebook. So you might want to send it back again if you think about it. Send it to me on the Subby's Weather Talk page, not the advisory page, if you would. Oh, there it is. I got it. Yeah, she had. So Kevin took a nice picture. I'll let everybody take a look at that here real quick. See if I get a better picture. So that was. Oh, she unsent a message. Bring that over here so you guys can see. So again, that's that inflow tail. It's sucking up that warm, moist air and feeding it into the parent thunderstorm. So that's a great picture Kevin took. Thanks for sharing that, Catherine. Let's see if we can There we go. Let's listen in on Jeff here for a minute. That's a nice cloud base he has up there on cam right now.
A little bit of wind picking up. The cell that I'm sitting on, moving about 54 miles per hour to the northeast. Hell's about 40%. Hell's about 40%. A little bit of hail in it.
A nice clear slot where you don't see the rain shaft. That is where you are going to be finding the updraft of this cell. That is what's sucking in the air, and you can kind of see on this photo. Let me bring it back full size again. You can kind of see on this. You see that is the inflow tail. So again, you see there's your rain shaft, torrential rains. You have your inflow tail sucking in that warm, moist air. Here is your parent. Whoop, Jeff moved on me. There we go. There's your parent cell right there. There's your rain shaft over here. And then you got that warm, moist air feeding into the parent storm. That is your classic thunderstorm right there. You have a rain-free base, torrential rain, maybe even hail sometimes over here. And over here, that's where your hail, your very heavy rain is going to be. Yeah, take a look. Oh, stop right there, Jeff. If you guys see this area right here, those are clouds that are rapidly rising and forming because of that warm, moist air being pulled into this cell. So, great structure right there. Looks like Jeff's going to go right into that heavy rain as well. He's going to be pulling himself right into that very, very heavy rain. Let's listen in. I want to hear him moan and groan about not being able to see.
A little bit of lightning. Looks like a small hail core might be developing on this right ahead of us. We might encounter just a little bit of hail. Good some wind gusts with this, getting a little push on the car. I would say maybe 40 mile per hour gusts, just a little bit of a push. Judging by the tree movement and what it feel on the car. Definitely heavy rainfall though. Road's kind of getting waterlogged. Definitely getting swished all over. Definitely heavier wind gusts here. I'd say this is more 50, 60 mile per hour here. Definitely getting a good push. Get back south out of this, bear with me here. If we drop, we'll come back up. Oh, nice. Hopefully you caught that on the stream. That was some CG right near the car there. Well, it lit up my whole windshield. Oh, yeah. A little bit of hydroplane in there. So if you are in the Brown County area, 73 highway, with this heavy rainfall, there is water on the roadways. Use caution. Driving. A little bit of that flash flooding, I guess you could say, but definitely standing water. Hey, Subby, just giving an update. I'm up here just north of Hiawatha, Kansas. Heavy rainfall, wind gusts, probably 60 mile per hour wind gusts. Getting whipped pretty good. Water standing on the roadways. A lot of CG lightning.
All right, so that was Jeff. He, he said he is just north of Hiawatha. Where Jeff is right now, he is punching this core of very heavy rain, maybe some small hail as well, and 30, 40 mile per hour winds, torrential rains. He's hydroplaning. You heard him say he was hydroplaning in a couple different locations. One thing I do want to pinpoint as well is that up here, Mound City. So there is a severe thunderstorm warning that has been issued for 60 mile per hour wind and not quite severe hail, not quite 1 inch, 0.88. So that's about marble size, maybe nickel size hail, and 60 mile per hour winds. So let's read that here real quick. That's going to be for Nottoway County, northeastern Holt County, in northwest Missouri until 8:15. So we have a severe thunderstorm located near Skidmore or 7 miles southwest of Maryville, moving east at 35 miles per hour. Those impacted: Maryville, Mound City, Burlington Junction, Ravenwood, Matland, Skidmore, Bernard, Conception Junction, Parnell, Graham, Pickering, Guilford, Clyde, Arco, Quitman, and Conception. So that is, again, a severe thunderstorm warning. Expires in 38 minutes for 60 mile per hour winds. Want to let everybody know up here in northwest Missouri that the rather large warning box includes, of course, right smack dab in the middle, Maryville, Missouri. So, and Jeff is getting in just a torrential storm down there. Looks like he is right in just north of Hiawatha right now. So he's just getting blasted. Torrential rain. You can see a lot of the ponding over the roadways right now. He had mentioned he just went through. He went through a big puddle right there. So he is going through there. Let's see. Let's bring him back up. Let's bring him back into picture here.
Yep, like I said, Hiawatha. Got some low areas of standing water. I just hit that there. Alright. We're about 236 highway. There's just a little portion of this cell left to get through. But we're back here. I'm going to kind of probably hang right at the south edge of town here. See if this cell can clear out. Then I'll look for my next one. But pretty decent cell that just come through. It is moving off to the northeast. So if you're in the, let's see. This likely is going to trek probably Oregon, Missouri, Mountain City, Missouri. This is moving off your direction, so just be aware. Heavy rainfall, cloud ground lightning, wind gusts, I would say 60 miles per hour. We're just going to pull off here. Swing over here by the Casey's. One thing about it, you can always find Casey's. It's a blessing. Hopefully I'm not going to blow the pump for somebody, but just want to pull off of that a little bit. All right. So it does look like off to the southwest, it looks like we're clearing out some, so that's good to see. This cell moving some more here. Hopefully I don't lose my internet. Hopefully I don't lose my internet.
I think his wish came true. He lost his internet. Well, if you guys heard what Jeff was talking about, he's down here on the south side of Hiawatha. He's looking off to the southwest. That was that clearing that you were seeing. And this storm is moving off to his northeast now. Packing quite a punch. A lot of lightning. Just torrential rainfall. That's going to be mainly rural areas, but this whole cell is going to be moving up toward White Cloud, Iowa Point, Forest City. So it's going to be far south, northwest Missouri is where this cell is heading right now. Again, we still have a severe thunderstorm warning for Maryville, Maitland, Ravenwood, Conception Junction, Pickering, Burlington Junction, and again, maybe even some, looks like some small hail coming through Maryville, maybe some pea-sized hail coming through the south side of Maryville right now. Let's take a look at vertically integrated liquid on that. So yeah, we might have some pea-sized hail actually on the south side of Maryville. That's going to be, look like right over the Mosaic Medical Center there at Maryville. Like Jeff's stream is back up and running again. So taking a look at the outlooks again. The level 2 out of 5 is for severe thunderstorms. Look like it's right. It hit the nail on the head. We've got Maryville, Creston, Iowa, Mount Ayr, Mound City. All of these severe thunderstorm warnings are right along the vortex of that low pressure system. So it is going to stall out. I wish it can move a little bit southeast so that maybe we might be able to pick up a shower or two here in West Central Missouri. It does not look like we are going to get anything out of this. Maybe a stray shower might work its way into maybe Cass County or Bates County, but I sure wouldn't hold your breath on that at all. We're going to have that same chance as we go into tomorrow afternoon. We're going to heat back up into the low to mid 90s again. Lots of humidity in the air. There could be the chance of seeing an isolated thunder shower. Let's take a look at day 2 threat assessment from the SPC. So the slight risk is way out here: Wyoming, Colorado, western Nebraska, and South Dakota. However, that marginal risk for severe thunderstorms stretches all the way down into Belton and Kansas City proper, over to Marshall, Mexico, Vandalia, all of north central Missouri. So Candace, if you're still watching tomorrow afternoon, you stand a better chance to possibly catch a thunderstorm tomorrow afternoon as well. And then we take a look at day 3, that retreat back up to the north again, clipping parts of northwest Missouri and, of course, Nebraska, Iowa. That's where that marginal risk of thunderstorms. But general thunderstorms, look at that big old area of just general summertime thunderstorm chances. That's where we are going to get that little 15 to 20% chance of getting a pop-up thunderstorm tomorrow afternoon as well as Wednesday afternoon. So let's listen in on Jeff.
Wind gusts in that were pretty decent, honestly. It does look like there's a new severe thunderstorm warning over the Maryville area. This cell that just came through Hiawatha is going to be tracking that way as well. So
All right, looks like we lost Jeff there. There are a couple other thunderstorms down here to the southwest, but right now, not looking too impressive. This one down by Hoyt, Kansas, just west of Rock Creek and Oskaloosa, and then another one down here just west of Burlingame. But we do have Jeff is still sitting out here. He's on the southwest side of Hiawatha right now, We also have, I think Catherine said Kevin is about 5 miles north of Hiawatha, likely in the clearing as well. Kind of looking back right now on Jeff's stream, upper left-hand side. He's kind of looking back at this cell. And again, that pretty potent little thunderstorm right there. It was never severe warned or special weather statement on it. However, you guys saw it was putting down some crazy rainfall rates and a lot of lightning. We caught a lightning strike while he was driving down. I think he might have had to pull over, use the restroom real quick. But let's listen in to what Jeff's talking about here.
While we're sitting here, grab a few photos of this while we're sitting here. Do have a little bit of lower level clouds over there, right? Kind of lower the base there. Looking off to the southeast there, actually. You can see the motion of the storm. It is moving off to the northeast. Just snagging some pictures while I'm sitting here. I'll be sure to get these posted up when I can. I'm kind of watching the lower base, kind of the low base of that cloud out to the southeast. Definitely could be something that we could follow up on. Kind of do have, it's kind of messy, but down here there is a lowering. Not really organized enough to, I would call it a wall cloud or anything like that, obviously, but just kind of watching. Good thunder. Good pictures here. Let me kind of turn here the vehicle and we'll get that front. Actually, I might go out on the highway here. Get in position to watch this cell as it moves off. Get back. Again, if you're just tuning in with me, I'm up here in Hiawatha, Kansas, Brown County, Kansas. Tracking the storms. They're kind of moving in this area. Development along that line that's stretching all the way from, like, I think like Wisconsin, Michigan, something like that, all the way down, kind of almost Oklahoma, Texas even. I'd actually have to look at radar again to see how far it actually stretches, but I know they were talking the potential, but this is starting to look a little bit meaner. You can kind of see up ahead here some of the standing water on the roadway here. Hiawatha did get hit with some heavy rains not too long.
All right, looked like we did lose Jeff there. We'll come back to Jeff here in just a little bit. Again, down around Hiawatha, Robinson, Padonia, terrible cell phone reception down there. Hard to get internet in that area. So we'll come back to him here in just a second. For those of you that want to know, well, what is Midwest Mezzo Project? What are we trying to do? We are trying to gather data so that we can send off to the National Weather Service, to researchers to have them be able to analyze this, maybe be able to do everything from extend warning times by a few minutes, or understand why one cell produces quarter-size hail and the cell right next to it does not produce any hail at all. We're taking measurements such as dew point, relative humidity, temperature. We're taking wind speeds. We're taking we're taking a whole host of information in front of these storms. So all of our storm chasers are out rigged with a ground probe that we're going to be utilizing. And let me throw this over here with you guys, see if you guys can see this. So this is the type of ground probe that we're going to be utilizing. Very, very small. It's amazing what you can pick up with electronics these days. But that's how small these things are right now. So, we're going to be utilizing this, putting it out there in front of these storms in hopes to be able to capture some great data that can be used with all the cuts from National Weather Service and NOAA over the last couple of years. They had to do away with a lot of their research programs because of lack of funding. So whatever we can do to help the weather community out with data, that's what Midwest Mezzo Project is really focused on, to try to help out the weather community. So so again, these cells down here don't look too impressive. Down around Atchison, Dover, just some rain, some lightning. Definitely the strongest cluster of thunderstorms up here near Maryville, Mound City, Big Lake, White Cloud. This is where the extreme heavy rains, maybe up to 60 mile per hour winds up here right around Maryville. Still have another 19 minutes left on that severe thunderstorm warning up there. That's going to include, let's see here, that's going to include Nottoway County, Maryville, Graham, Burlington Junction, Clyde, Quitman, and Conception, all in the path of this cell. So again, right there in chat, you do have all of the pertinent information. If you guys want to help out any one of our storm chasers, Jeff Smith, if you want to buy him a gallon of gas or even a cup of coffee on his storm chase tonight, you can send it over. There is his Venmo, and that is at JD Smith WX. At JD Smith WX is his Venmo. If you want to send him a buck or two, get him a cup of coffee, that would be very well appreciated. for both Midwest Mezzo as well as Jeff. He's out there on his free time tracking these storms up here in northeast Kansas, northwest Missouri. Definitely encourage you guys to check out his Facebook page and his YouTube page where he is actually live right now. That's what you're seeing in the upper left-hand corner. He's got some pretty good video. Doesn't look like the best reception, but he does have some good shot of that line of storms up there near White Cloud right now. If you want to follow Jeff Smith on YouTube, that is going to be at JD Smith WX. That is his YouTube channel. Let me show you guys here real quick. There it is right there, youtube.com, and then it's at JD Smith WX. That's where you can find all of Jeff Smith's live storm chases. You can go through his old chases. You can take a look at some of his shorts. Jeff does a very good job out there. A seasoned storm chaser. I've worked with Jeff now for a little over 2 years in the weather field, so he definitely knows what he's doing out there storm chasing. We're glad to have him part of Midwest Mezzo, and now that we're going full bore with Midwest Mezzo project, I know the chasers are kind of antsy to get some storms. So even though it's kind of borderline tonight, Jeff decided, you know what, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna see what I can find. So they love what they do. So it looks like the severe thunderstorm warning has been allowed to expire for Maryville, Nottoway County, up here in northwest Missouri. We do have, and again, this is the same cell that come across Hiawatha, put down some torrential rains, a lot of lightning. It's now moving into Mound City, Bernard, Skidmore, and then eventually back up into Maryville. I would not be surprised to see maybe some flash flood watches or a flash flood warning come up for this area up here around Maryville, Conception Junction, along 71 Highway, I-29. These cells are kind of training one right after another along these highways. So if you are up there traveling those highways, make sure, take it slow. You're going to hydroplane. We've seen several instances where Jeff was going through probably about 3-4 inches of water in the roadway. So make sure you take your time and get to your location safely. So with all of the severe thunderstorm warning now off the board, again, we just got some light showers and maybe a clap of thunder or two out here in eastern Kansas. Right now, not very impressive as far as intensity goes. The strongest cell definitely up here in that slight risk area. You take a look where the heavier cells are right here from Mound City up through Maryville, Grant City. And then we take a look at where our day one categorical risk is. And it's right in line. Mound City, Maryville, Sheridan, Grant City, right in that area. So the Storm Prediction Center did a very good job isolating the areas today that stand the better chance to see some stronger thunderstorms. So they did a great job with that. And of course, some stronger cells on the outside here. And of course, we've seen it there at Hiawatha and area just to the south. But the better ingredient definitely up here in this yellow shaded area, level 2 out of 5 for a slight risk of severe thunderstorms this evening. Jeff keeps the stream here, get it up and situate it. We'll listen into him here for a couple minutes. Again, I would encourage you to jump over to Jeff's YouTube channel. And of course, that's again at JD Smith WX. JD Smith WX on YouTube. Like, subscribe to the channel. And looks like he just, and again, this is such a horrible area for internet reception up there. These guys, man, they got state of the art. They got boosters. It's just a horrible area to get any kind of reception up in this area. It's just kind of like the black box of the area. We found this out here. It's been about 2 months ago when we had Team Havoc and Nader Boys and Jeff Smith. They were all up here in Northwest Missouri. Really, really tough to get signals up there with these guys. So, well, I don't know if we're going to get Jeff back, but go ahead and jump over to his YouTube page. That's at JD Smith WX on YouTube. You can also follow him on Facebook as well. Let's go to, I'll bring that up, let you know what to look for. So here is his YouTube page, Storm Chaser Jeff Smith. So definitely encourage you guys to follow his Facebook page. He also streams to his Facebook page as well. So YouTube or Facebook, you can jump over there, follow Jeff's stream for the rest of the evening. I think that's going to do it for me. I appreciate everybody tuning in. I want to thank you guys for interaction on the chat. You know, I know we have a couple other Storm Chasers that are out there. I know Catherine. I know her and just reading a message from what I'm Catherine and Kevin. They're Storm Chasers as well, and Kevin is up here. He's north of Hiawatha now. He might be following the back end here in Mound City possibly, and they're local. I believe they live off of 24 Highway up north, but they're out in just about every severe possible conditions. They are out storm chasing as well, so appreciate the pictures they sent over tonight. And if anybody has any questions on Midwest Mezzo project, feel free to reach out to us. And again, we appreciate you guys taking time out tonight, following our stream for a while. We had actually quite a few here in our stream. We appreciate it. Make sure you share, because that's one thing that we're really trying to do with Midwest Mezzo project is get word out about our YouTube page. So if you guys get a chance, be able to share our stream, we would very much appreciate it. Again, we're going to be working primarily on eastern Kansas, and the western half of Missouri is what we're going to be working on. I'm going to be kind of in the background. I'm going to be kind of doing some moderating on some of the live streams, giving some educational videos. If you haven't, I did post part 1 of a 4-part series on our Midwest Mezzo YouTube page. We're talking about the ingredients needed to have thunderstorms such as what we have watched tonight. There's 4 ingredients, so I encourage you to watch that. Today's segment was on moisture. Where do we get the moisture? How much moisture is needed? They're quick little videos to try to educate you guys as well. And then our next episode is going to be on instability. What is instability? Where do we get it? And how is it measured? So I'm looking forward to doing those episodes for you guys. Make sure you share our page. And again, jump over to Jeff Smith is not done tonight. Jump over to his YouTube or Facebook page. Follow along. Jeff, you can learn a lot by listening to Jeff. He's very educated. And again, very well seasoned storm chaser out there. He is chasing out in horrible reception area tonight, but follow him and check out his stream for the rest of tonight, and make sure you set where whenever Jeff goes online, you'll get a notification so you don't miss any of the storm chases. So for Subby's Weather Talk, I'm Subby, and I appreciate you guys tuning in. Thank you very much. Any questions, feel free to reach out. Have a great evening, everybody.